Ashley and Tyler. And so much to get to with these two, man, because this was my pick, my Tiffany and Brett.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you don't pick your Super Bowl winner in the preseason.
Yeah.
We're going to get to these.
You pulled the Dallas Cowboys move. We going to the ship. We're going to the Super Bowl.
So now this is what it feels. When we get to episode now, we'll find out what it feels like to be a Cowboys fan. Good point.
Exactly.
But in the meantime, before that, while they're still in Mexico, and things are still all great, they go camel riding. Ashley says she can see herself marrying Tyler and that she doesn't think she'll ever find another man like him.
Yeah. It's so hard.
It's
when you've
really
watched
hard
all 3 episodes, it's hard. But let me get my mind right.
Yeah,
in episode 7, that makes sense. I thought that they seemed to be the strongest of the group. They talked about starting their own traditions for the holidays and all these. I mean, they're really talking about building a family together and kids and everything else. So I'm feeling, at this point, really good about this couple.
You know, Shantae says I really like them. And I can tell because she said this earlier today, I also watched part of episode 9. And she didn't get to the other part. We're going to get to it. I like them too.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Shantae. Tyler wants to be involved in the planning of the wedding. Ashley says, hey, I welcome your opinions. But it's every woman's dream to plan the wedding.
Fair. I think that's fair.
Is it fair that she doesn't want him to help with the naming of the kids too?
No. That's the thing. I say it's fair about the wedding. The name of the kids is one thing.
Yeah.
And I do agree with the thought process that the guy names the boys, the woman names the girls. But I think you still got to have a bit of opinion, because if she wants to name the girl something weird, you got to say, hey, babe, do you realize when she's in that elementary school, 5th grade, middle school years, where they start picking on each other, this name is not going to work out.
Right.
You got to understand the long game of it.
Now, they get to go meet Ashley's dad, Dixon. Brought him the exact bourbon whiskey he wanted. And did you know that Ashley is his one and only daughter?
Did I know that?
Yeah, he told us like 42 times.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is. But is it just me? Did he look like an old R. Kelly? Her dad looks like an old version of R. Kelly to me.
Yeah.
Not the creepy one.
Not the creepy one? Shantae says I like her father. Yeah, I liked it though. I liked the way they handled it. I thought this whole thing went. Ashley leaves the table. Tyler asks her dad for permission to marry her, and he says yes, because, and I'll tell you why. Because she accepted you, and she doesn't make decisions lightly. That's important, right?
For later. It's important.
When Ashley comes back to the table, very emotional moment. I thought this was great. I can only imagine as a girl dad, I can only imagine how that man felt in that moment, and it really kicks in. So,
thank you, Happy Gardner. You agreed. I'm not the only one that saw old R. Kelly in Mr. Dixon.
Ashley and Tyler, they're talking about kids, and it starts off with 7. And we didn't realize how significant that number was until today. But go ahead.
Yeah, he says he wants at least 7 kids. And she's like, nope, they're trying to negotiate. And they settle on 2. But the thing is, she wants to have a girl. So if she winds up having 2 boys, then she'll have another to hopefully have a girl.
Right. And she says she has some unique names, but doesn't want to reveal them on the show, which I you don't want anybody else to take the names. But I'm just questioning, what names could they be?
I don't know. I mean, their names are pretty basic, Ashley and Tyler. But
she doesn't like her name.
Okay, but she doesn't like it. I don't know what other name she's going to go with.
And if we ever get a chance to talk to her, that's what are those baby names you have? Can you give us a hint as to one? And how unique are they?
Yeah, and how you spell it?
If
it's Ladasha.
Aaron.
Yeah. This is my son Quantavious.
And my daughter Talakamisha. Gotta be careful out here. All right. Next time we see them, man, I'm really wondering how the hell did we get here? You can see the weight of this moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see it on Ashley's face. And when you look at Tyler, you can see anger, hurt, pain. But is he angry at himself or is he angry at the situation?
This thing blew my mind here because this awesome praying man that everybody liked has some skeletons in the closet. Mm-hmm. Apparently 3 of them. 2 boys, 2 girls, and a boy.
2 girls and a boy.
So apparently he already has kids that he's never mentioned Ashley before. And he said he helped a couple have kids, but what does that mean? Because it's one thing to say I helped someone, I was a donor, and I helped someone have a kid. You told me you helped a couple had 3 kids? That seems odd. And then you've been talking about kids all throughout the pods and everything else, and you never brought any of this stuff up?
Mrs. Pink Marie, my heart was broken too on this one, man. This was my pick. This was my couple. This was it, right? And the question I have, though, because thing that she brought up is someone you knew. Is that the big issue? That it's someone he knew? Was that the problem?
Well, it is a problem because if it's someone you knew, is it someone that you see regularly? And if we get married, am I going to see this person regularly? And then if we get married and we have kids, are my kids going to see this person and their kids, which are their half siblings? It's just messy. And if that's the case, if it was no big deal, why did you not bring it up earlier?
That's the problem and that's what she says. Her issue is not with the kids, but in not getting the full picture because now you question everything. I will say, Tyler said he's not asking for forgiveness. He's asking for a chance, and he'll get her whatever she needs to feel comfortable. He says, I'll fight for you until you tell me to stop fighting. And in this moment, I went, if this was, scripted TV, this would be a great acting scene, right? Because you could feel the pain in this scene. Even when he scoots up to hug her, and she hugs him back, and she gives him that deep hug. He says, I love you. She goes, I love you too. And it was that I love you more than anything, but I can't trust you kind of hug that she gave, right? You felt that.
It reminded me of, what's that one couple years ago that the guy gives all that man advice and dating advice, and he had his wife come on with the bonnet because he got caught cheating. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh my God, Life Me got me now. I can't remember.
Yeah, I feel like that's this deal with Ashley and Tyler, where Tyler knows he's busted. And he's trying to say all these things because that's what guys like this do. They say all the right things in the right moment.
Derek Jackson.
Derek Jackson. If it was not that big a deal, you would have said this to Ashley a long time ago. You're hiding something and you've been lying.
To which she likes to tweet, says, why is it always the praying good men or the praying mantis that have the worst lies to hide? Because, full disclosure, we got the content so we were able to watch it in advance. This morning, Terrell sends me this TikTok from the internet sleuths who have uncovered all the things that Mr. Tyler's been up to. And what really happened? What did you send me? What is this?
So, I don't know who this woman is, but she has all the tea. So apparently, the kid's mom, Tyler's kid's mom, her Instagram is pretty public. And so there's pictures of Tyler with the kids, going to the pumpkin patch with the kids, matching pajamas on Christmas. It's like he's in their lives. It's not like he just donated sperm and that's it. He's actually in their lives, right?
Matching PJs and all at Christmas.
Exactly. I mean, he's doing all this up. His mom is posting on her Instagram, which is also public, that, oh, my grandson looks so handsome and da-da-da. So you're really lying. And then, of course, they find that he owes like $30,000 in child support because these child support things are public record. So people have found that he owes a lot of money for child support. So if you're not involved and you're just the donor, why do you owe child support? And back to someone else's comment, it's not about the praying good men. It's just they assume that any man who prays is a good man. But you got to there are certain people who pray, P-R-A-Y, and there's certain people who pray, P-R-E-Y. You got to know the difference.
I see what you did there. All right, preach. Pastor Terrell. Oh, should we pass the collection plate around? Can I get a super chat? Can I get a super chat here?
Yes, that was good.
Tara G says hiding children, huge red flags. Absolutely right. I mean, because this was nuts to see. And when there are paper trails, the internet sleuths will find it.
Yep.
This is wild. Because here's the funny thing. My wife says to me earlier today, wait, Tyler owes back child support? I was like, no. Wait till you see the episode. Watch episode 9. They are surrogates. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
So apparently she saw it before, because you sent it to me this morning, and I didn't get to it till this afternoon. It's been a long, busy day. We got a lot going on this weekend, so it's been a long day, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't see it, but I saw it. I'm like, jaw on the ground, like, what the hell happened to my Tiffany and Brett? Or as like was said earlier in the live chat, there'll never be another Tiffany or Brett. And High Vibe says, you're preaching good, Pastor Terrell.
Well, I'm just calling it like it is. I mean, because every time there's always somebody who they're really religious, and people think that this person's a good man because they pray. And no, every guy that prays is not a good dude. So keep that in mind. But the thing that bothers me the most is that if you're going to have these pictures of you being around your kids, you're in their lives. Then you're going to scrub your Instagram of those kids and just call them a donor on national TV. That when they get older, they can look this up and hear you call them that you were just a donor. I've had one person I've briefly dated told me she had one kid and he was in college. Couldn't find out she had 4 kids, and a lot of them at home, young ones. And as soon as I found that lie out, I was like, I was done. There was not a thing she could say to me that make me be interested in her, because you lied about your kids. Who does that?
Man, it's the reason when people always said to us coming up, well, why don't you have kids, right? Because they got to grow up in our house. For me, my child's always got to grow up in my house, right? For you, and I'm sure the same for you. It's like you don't want the baby mamas running around, right? And it's in that sense, but you're not gonna go ahead and just no longer have kids. You can't have kids today and then tomorrow they're gone. That's not how this works. Kelly says, oh my God, I was just going to message a defense for Tyler. I was thinking maybe there's more to the story and he doesn't see them. Dang, this is not good. Poor Ashley. I had to highlight this because I was feeling that like, oh, yeah, but he knows the people. But, I didn't even think gay couple. I just said, oh, he knows the people. They couldn't have kids. He helped them out. That's what it is. He probably has no involvement, but you don't get back child support if there's no involvement.
Right. And there's no involvement means you're not sitting around wearing matching PJs on Christmas. That's involvement.
Toya C says you'd be surprised how many men lie about kids.
No, I'm not surprised. It's unfortunate, but I'm not surprised.
Lies on top of lies, man. It's a lot, man. This was a lot to find out, and we really thought, this was gonna be the couple. I have no idea what to think what's gonna happen from here on out, because this is about to be a little different.